Welcome to this episode of Collectibles or Junk. It's the show where we look at collectibles and decide whether they're good investments for the future or they're just junk. And here I have a collection of 45s, vinyl records. So we're going to talk about our vinyl records, collectibles or junk. I always thought they were. If you want Facebook Marketplace or eBay and see what vinyl goes for, maybe they're not. So quick history on vinyl records. The first phonograph was discovered by Thomas Edison. I should say invented by Thomas Edison way back in 1877. At least he gets credit for it. As time goes on, we realize Thomas Edison might not have invented all the things he got credit for. But either way, the first phonograph, a.k.a. vinyl record, that recorded sound and played back sound was invented in 1877. Credit Thomas Edison. And by 1880, the first one was commercially sold by Emil Berliner. So music on records was starting to be sold back in 1880. And they were the big records back in the day. I believe they were called 78s. I have here a bunch of 45s, which were invented and introduced back in 1949. And basically from those times until about 1990, records were sold commercially. My research, I found out record labels stopped by 1990. They phased them out because the cassette took over and CDs were being introduced. And they were still made for jukebox makers, and for they made the collectible ones. But other than that, they weren't really commercially sold. So I have here 289 records that were passed down to me from my mother. My mother was a jazzercise instructor in the early 80s, and she was going to throw these records out back in 2007. But me being the hoarder that I am, I took them from her, and these records have been boxed for 40 years. Probably not played for 40 years. My mom stopped doing jazzercise in either 83 or 84. I really don't think she played them after she boxed them up. In fact, each of these records had a jazzercise instruction list with her. And so I really don't think she played these records in over 40 years. So what are 45s worth, man? Are they good collectibles? They're worth holding on to? Should I hoard them? Should I dump them off? Should I donate them to Goodwill? I mean, I go on eBay and I look at 45s. I went through almost all of these, and I saw that they're going for between $5, $10, $15 each. And I'm a middle-aged man with a family and kids and a lot of responsibilities. So one thing I'm not going to do is go and list all these records, all 289 of them, individually on eBay, hoping to make a little profit. Probably would have done that 15 years ago if I thought about it, even 10 years ago. But I'm past that. I'm on, in order for me to sell these records, I'd probably have to list them for about $4.99 each, free shipping, and I'd profit maybe $1 and change, and it's just not worth it. So when I saw the box of records, estimated to be about 300, I was hoping for more, expected maybe a little less, and the exact number was 289. So when I first saw the box, I'm thinking, it's $1,000 right there, right? Probably not. If you go on Facebook Marketplace, people have more records listed for a lot less. And it was a little disheartening when I found that. So I have a little dilemma here. What do? How do I make money on these records? On these 45s. And you see here, there's a lot of big names there. I think the money is not necessarily in the big names. It's the obscure ones. I did find two that are not listed on eBay, so I'm probably going to hold on to them for a little bit and maybe list them for $50, $100, see if I can get some sales on those obscure records. But as far as the big names, then what do you do? Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney, a few Michael Jackson ones here. Every Breath You Take, one of the most popular songs in the world ever. Right, Prince, part like 1999. I mean, there's a lot of big names here, and the collector, I was going to keep some of these big names. My mom loved Rod Stewart. I don't know why. Latoya Jackson, and Funky Town, Freeze Frame, Jay Giles Band, some Stevie Wonder ones. So how would you make money on these if you think they're more than just junk? So So one thing I'm doing is listing on eBay lots of the same artists. Right, I do have a lot of records here by the same artist, and think about listing them as a whole, or I might even do the whole record label. Right, so what I actually started to do was I separated the popular ones from the unpopular ones, and then I also started doing separating by record labels. So here's a whole bunch of Atlanta group ones. All right, so maybe I list these in Atlanta group records lot for a certain amount of money. I mean, there's a lot of Spinners records in here, so I'll probably do Spinners separate. Manhattan Transfer was listed for more than the average, so maybe I'll just do a lot of Manhattan Transfer. But I have all the record labels separated, and that's one way I'm thinking about doing it. The ones where I don't have much of the same record label, I might just list as a cheap lot on Facebook to unload them. Like I said, I mean, people can't even give them away. I saw lots of over 300 for listed for under $100, and that's, like I said, very disheartening because I thought these were legit collectibles, but who knows, right? RCA records, you got to list them on eBay, right? About 15 RCA records for what? $25. See if someone won't pull the trigger and get that. So either way, I mean, there's some pretty cool ones here, man. I mean, in my eyes, these are collectibles. Nice artwork on some of these, right? John Lennon. There's Elvis Presley in here somewhere. Sheena Easton, Aretha Franklin. I have a bunch of Smokey Robinson. John Cougar without the Mellencamp. The Fix, one thing leads to another. I mean, come on. Elton John. I'm Still Standing is in here. Yeah, there it is. E.T. Rocky. Nothing says 80s like Rocky 3 and E.T., right? So I'll probably hold on to these just because I'm a collector. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Little 5-year-old saw this record and said, Daddy, make sure you keep this one. She probably thinks he's good looking. She's starting to recognize as being handsome. So she said, Daddy, I want you to keep this one. And I actually was going to because I'm a fan of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Unfortunately, some of these records have my mom's initials on them. I guess she thought the people at Jazzercise were going to take them. Beatles, Dreamgirls, a Broadway show. Not Jennifer Hudson. This is before Jennifer Hudson's time. But Crosby, Stills, Nash. There's a bunch of Stevie Wonders in there. Donna Summer in the background. Billie Jean, Michael Jackson. Want to Be Starting Something. Beat It. And some of them do have my mom's initials on there, which obviously takes the value away. There's a Van Halen one in here somewhere with her name on it. Some of these had price tags of $1.79 on them. So back in 1982, 83, these were sold for $1.89, $1.79. Now people can't even get them away for 79 cents. So a bunch of the Daz Band, the Gap Band's in there somewhere. Doobie Brothers, a few records. So let me know what you think. Are these collectibles? Are they junk? Should I just give them the Goodwill? The Goodwill make some money off them for the people that need it. Do I hoard them for another 40 years? Pass them down to my grandkids? Or do I sell them off? All right, my plan is definitely to sell them off. I'm going to figure out a way to unload them. But I'm not the kind of person to just give things away. I try to get the most I can for them. Let me know what you think. Thanks for checking out the video. Like it, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section. Are 45s or vinyl records, 45s, 78s, any records? Are they collectibles? Or are they junk? Thanks for watching.